Thank you for tuning in today to I Retire for Him. You've tuned into I Work for Him.
Wait a minute. You've tuned into I Retire for Him.
Okay. No fighting here.
You've tuned into a joint I Work for Him, I Retire for Him New Year's special. We are your hosts, Jim and Martha Brangenberg, and our mission is to inspire every believer in the workplace and retired to recognize God's work in their lives, whether they're getting paid or not.
Happy New Year. You know, there's power in gathering. When people gather together outside of their workplace and in a home, there's an amazing transformation that takes place. Hair's let down and ties are loosened and comfy sweatshirts are donned, or that ugly New Year's sweater comes out of the closet. We encourage every one of you to listen to the challenge of today's show, a short one for sure, and let God transform your New Year's celebration, into something that is a little more I Work for Him style. Martha, even though it's just another day, a New Year's celebration is something special, isn't it?
Oh, it most definitely is. I think so many people look forward to all that comes with saying goodbye to one year and hello to a new year and new opportunities. And to do that together with people that you love and care about is powerful.
We've had quite a few New Year's type celebrations over the years, and Super Bowl parties, by the way.
Yes.
But that's a topic for another show, I guess. But we've had quite a few New Year's celebrations in our homes in the years past. Why do we do it?
Well, I think what I just said, Jim, is that, we look at New Year's Eve as this time to reminisce, look at the last year, things, highs and lows, things that you've accomplished or things that have happened in our lives, and then turning that calendar over to the new year and anticipating all that might be ahead, and doing that with friends and family and neighbors or coworkers. Whatever we're going to talk about today is so powerful because you're just, you have experiences that you've lived together and you're anticipating, and it's just one of many ways really to celebrate that together and to recognize it.
Heck, I just like to do it because I like to have a potluck.
You like the food.
I love the food. I love the punch. Martha makes this chocolate mocha ice cream punchy thing. And I love hanging out with friends, and I love bringing people in our home that otherwise would be at home alone. I hate the thought of people being home alone. Yeah,
it's really not celebrating when you're sitting at home instead of ringing in the new year, as people say. And, for Jim, for you and I, it hasn't always been at midnight that we've rung in the new year. We're like, well, it's 12 o'clock somewhere. So you don't have to, stay up and get all tired to start off your new year in order to celebrate together.
But I disagree with Martha.
Okay.
I do think you need to stay up till midnight. But we're in the central zone because it's just a thing. It just is a thing.
Oh, but sometimes people would use as an excuse not to come. And you could agree.
We start the party early enough. Like when we were at the beach in Florida, we invited all of our neighbors over, and sometimes 10, 15, 20 of them would come.
Yep.
And most of them would peter out before midnight ever got to be anywhere close to happening.
Which really wasn't a good idea on the beach anyway, because fireworks were going to go off at midnight, whether you were in bed or whether you were awake, and they were going to wake you up.
There was absolutely no point
in going to bed early
in Florida. Absolutely not. They were doing explosions way off into the new year.
Yes.
We had, and I think really, if I remember, our friends Mike and Kathy were the only ones that really made it up to midnight with us pretty consistently.
Yeah.
And by the way, New Year's in Florida, pretty nice, 60s for a low.
Windows are open.
70s for a high. Pretty nice. Pretty nice. But Martha, for some, New Year's is about that special bottle of bubbly. And we don't drink. But when we've invited others in, we just let them know that they can bring alcohol if that's what they choose. Why is that okay? Why do we decide that was okay?
Well, for us, it was like we're going to be who we are and who we have decided and what we've decided to do in our lives. But we really didn't want to hinder other people from coming, because for some people it is about popping that cork and tinking the glasses, and we would do that with our sparkly apple cider, but, just wanted, again, to make our home feel comfortable for people and let them choose how they do that. Another thing that we loved about having, especially neighbors over, Jim, on New Year's Eve is nobody had to drive home.
Right.
So it was a safe environment for just keeping people off the road, not only for their own, because we didn't end up with people being drunk at our parties.
No, because people came to our house and They weren't being encouraged to drink by other people.
But they would have their beverages or whatever. But we don't like the idea of driving, in traffic after midnight on New Year's. They're just, because other people don't make good choices and it could be dangerous out there. So having people in our home that live nearby, in our neighborhood and coworkers that could stay close by, that was another reason that we like to do that.
And you can always be a designated driver and drive people home if they've had too much. But like I said, if you do it in your neighborhood, they can walk home or wander home or, wobble home or whatever it may be.
So, Jim, what do you think it is about having a party in our home that helps to break down those barriers and actually let real conversations happen?
First of all, it's really cool because if you're having food, you get to pray over the food, because if it's in your home, you can do what you want to do.
True.
And we like to pray over our food. We get a chance to love on people. It's our space. It's our space that's always bathed in prayer. So people come in to our home. It's a place that the Holy Spirit's already living and breathing, and it impacts people. It impacts conversation. But when somebody comes into your home, it's your domain, and you get a chance to really just make them feel comfortable and loved on. And it's different than them being in their home. And because our home is different, it feels different. And we just love having people come into our house.
Well, I was also thinking sometimes at work, people put up a fake front. And one of the things we've really tried to do in our home...
Not like a false wall.
No, like they're a mask, wearing a mask.
Okay, all right.
When they come in our home, one of our biggest focuses is on making people feel comfortable and relaxed and be themselves. And so I think when you do that in an environment that's homey, then people are more likely to take a deep breath and to relax a little bit and to enjoy the environment that's been set around them. I always have made it a point to make sure that the decorations are, something that people can look at and admire and pay attention to, and that it goes throughout the home and they can feel free to go in different rooms and nothing was off limits. And all of that is intentional to just help people feel like it's not a mystery to be in our home and it's not something they should be afraid of. Speaking of great conversations.
Yes, great conversations.
You going to interrupt this conversation?
No, I'm not. But I wanted to say some other things.
Okay, go ahead.
Well, when we invited people in and made them feel comfortable, and the inviting environment, but it's just be able to greet people with a hug. People you don't always get to hug or shake their hands. When you're sitting in your own home and people know that it's your own home and because we were believers and most of them were not.
We still are.
They were kind of, okay, we
weren't.
We are believers.
We are.
Right. They just were kind of curious because they're used to religious freak, kind of people. But we were different than that. And it was just nice to be able to share time with them. It was something that was cherished. And it was something that wasn't done in our neighborhood. And what I'm trying to figure out is how do we do it in our new little Missouri house? We may have to do it in the office.
Yeah, we do have other spaces that we can use. So I know I was just going to say, you're talking in past tense because it's been a little bit of a challenge to get into that role here in a new location. And I think that that's a good challenge for everybody is to say, you know what, maybe this is the year. Maybe this is the year that you bite the bullet and you just say, you know what, there might just be a few people that attend, but we're going to invite you over.
At the beach, we would put the fireplace video on the television and we would turn music on very softly so as not to hamper conversation. A lot of times people have music really loud, then you have to yell, and nobody wants to yell.
No, but it's nice to have a little filler.
It is nice to have a little filler.
Okay, so now can I talk of great conversations?
Okay, all right, go ahead.
So we want to have great conversations in our homes when we invite people in. But, Jim, you and I are participating in some amazing location events this year in 2026. And we'd really love for you all to be a part of them. And when we are there, we can have a great conversation together because I know that there will be many. Check out our events page for all of the details. Go to iworkforhim.com/events. But you just might see us in places like Maryland, North Carolina, Orlando, or Cincinnati this year, just to name a few. So each event is unique and kingdom focused. And we look forward to great conversations.
And if you're listening to this show and we've not met face to face, when you get to those events, make sure you come up and introduce yourselves. We'd love to hear from you.
Or even if we've met you before face to face, please do so.
Well, but bring a gift.
Okay.
Sorry.
Jim likes chocolate.
I really like Mountain Dew better. I like dark chocolate, but that's not really.
It's a
I'm not
little
looking for that kind of a
awkward to
gift.
bring a case of Mountain Dew, Jim.
It is. A bottle's fine.
Okay.
All right. So let's talk about really the practicality of what we're suggesting.
Okay.
What we're suggesting is that you open up your home to guests, that you clean your home and prepare it for guests, and that you're just a steward of your home. You don't really own your own home anyway. And you're a steward of it. So steward it well and bring people in. Whether you're working and you bring people in from the office, or you're retired and you bring people in from the neighborhood, or whether you're working and bring people in from the neighborhood and you're retired to bring people in from your old office, however you want to do it. But to invite people into your environment.
That was really confusing, by the way.
Just bring people into your house. And don't just, here's my challenge. Don't just invite a bunch of church people to your house. Invite the people that don't know Jesus to your house. And maybe intersperse a couple of church people so they can, interact. You can intermix your groups, but, mix it up
just
a
say
little.
you're having friends over.
Friends.
And then that can be whatever you want
It's
it
not
to be.
Friendsgiving, it's Friends New Year.
Yeah. So let's talk about some things that can make it simple, because I think another thing that's kind of an obstacle is people think it has to be complex. It has to be Pinterest
Like my
worthy.
mom. My mom hated having parties. She was always worried about all the details. She's freaked out about the details.
But if you have say, okay, we're going to do hors d'oeuvres or finger foods, or we're going to do appetizers, or we're going to do just desserts, just say, hey, just bring something to share and make it simple. Let them, bring it right on their own platter. And if you need to get out some dishes, but don't make a big deal out of it. Just try to be as graceful as possible, but allow people to carry the load with you. Don't make it so difficult that you're like, I'm never doing this again. So I just want to say, start off simple. Make it a potluck of whatever sort, like I just gave you all those ideas. Even have somebody bring, we had that for Thanksgiving, Jim. We had Sprite with cranberry in it, or you can make a punch.
I really like that.
You did like it?
I didn't really like that.
That's okay. You
And
didn't have to
my
like it.
son-in-law bit into one of the cranberries. That was the first time he'd ever bit into a cranberry.
I don't think you're supposed to do that.
I don't think you're supposed to do that either. But
No.
so potlucking is great. Besides potlucking, everybody always brings their best recipes to a potluck.
Yeah.
It is the delicacy of grazing. Unbelievable. And make sure somebody brings those little weenies that you put toothpicks in, because those are always a good New Year's Eve party.
There you go.
They really are. All right. So, but you could have a theme. Could you have a theme?
Well, it's kind of
It's
New
already
Year's
themed.
is the theme,
Wow.
right?
Okay. Do you get
But yes, you could.
reveal your New Year's resolution theme?
Yes, you could say
You could do
come
something
with
like
like
that.
your word of the year, or maybe come with something that you want, a poem you want to share, or you could,
Oh, poem.
do some things too that can spark conversation. So I know over the years, Jim, we have done different things where we've had there are a lot of games out there like Would You Rather, or I can't think of all of them off the top of my head, but they're conversation games.
Or a puzzle?
So,
No puzzles? Wow.
that's
Did you hear that
kind
just live on the air? No puzzles. We didn't.
yeah,
we don't rehearse
I don't
this.
think puzzles is really good for a New Year's party, but
I don't
hey,
know. In
you
your
could have
family-
one set up in the
in
corner
your
because there
family,
might be
puzzles-
somebody that's an introvert that would like to.
In your family, puzzles work. It's like an all-out sport.
Yeah,
full
but we want to
contact.
show the best of ourselves that day,
Oh,
and that
okay.
may not be doing
So because
puzzles.
you're not providing alcoholic beverages, and I'm just telling you, if you listen to the show, please don't provide alcoholic beverages. The Bible doesn't say don't drink. It doesn't. But I'm telling you, it provides the wrong message. So just be alcohol free. If people want to bring alcohol, it's okay. But be alcohol free and provide alcohol free phenomenal beverages. Like if you want it, email Martha at iwork4him.com. She'll give you the mocha punch recipe.
It's fabulous.
It is. There's
And
also
it's
the
so
sherbet
easy.
punch recipe. The
So
rainbow
easy.
sherbet punch recipe, which is really rainbow sherbet and some Sprite and some
There you go.
pineapple chunks, was it, or something? I don't.
Pineapple juice.
With pineapple juice. What? Okay.
Mm-hmm.
All right. So, but provide, and of course, bring water. And if you're a friend of mine, Mountain Dew or Coke or some diet drinks, that kind of thing.
So you'll drink Mountain Dew on New Year's Eve because it's late at night and
Right,
you want to
that's
stay
right.
up, right?
But provide an option of drinks, and always have something diet, because there's people that want to drink chemicals.
You're
so let them
good
do
at
that.
party planning,
I
Jim.
am. And make sure you have, for party planning, you got to have those blow whistle things that go, like a kazoo with the thing that
Yeah.
flies up. You got to have that.
And party hats.
Party
for New
hats
Year's
for New
Eve.
Year's Eve, absolutely. Not to wear the whole night because that's ridiculous, but to put on right when the ball starts dropping in New York City.
Speaking of that, You think it's important to watch the ball drop?
It is important. Put
Why
it
is
on
that?
your television because it's fun.
It is.
And it does a whole minute countdown, and it's just
The longest
fun.
minute
And
of the
besides, they
year.
spend like $1 million building that thing every cotton picking year. You might as well let them get some benefit by having you see it in your part of the country. And the good news is, if you're in California, it's only 9:00 when it's dropping.
Yeah, you could watch it early
That's right. All right.
or rerun it every hour.
So a game, you could do a game.
Yep.
Outside basketball.
You can do all kinds of
You
things.
could do all kinds. If you have a well-lit
The
backyard.
big thing is to take the initiative and make something happen, because you might just open the door for future relationship with the people that you invite. They're going to feel more comfortable with you, and then you never know what they're going to experience in the new year, where they may need to lean on your shoulder or talk to you, and they're going to feel more comfortable and more familiar in a good way because they have had that time with you, and you've shown that you just care about them and want them to have a enjoyable evening, which just builds on your relationship. And that's really why we do it, Jim. It's all about relationship.
Absolutely.
Love God, love others. That is what the Bible
Somebody
summary.
said that.
This,
Oh, yeah, Jesus did.
he
Yeah.
did. He did.
He
And this
summarized
is just,
the entirety of the law and the prophets in 2 sentences.
and it's really not that it's about the new year, but it's a great excuse. There are certain times of the year that we have great excuses for having parties, getting people together for fun. Super Bowl, you mentioned it. That's another great one. So if you can't make it happen for New Year's this year, maybe think ahead. Think about the Super Bowl and how much fun you could have just having everybody together.
And praise God, this year there'll be an alternative halftime show.
That's right.
All right. So for more ideas on how you can do this kind of thing all year long, get a copy of one of our books for the cost of shipping only during the month of January. You can, in fact, call our 1-800 number, which is not an 800 number. It's an 866 number, 713-9675, and put it in order for one of our books or multiple of our books. Maybe you'd like to give them away for New Year's presents to a whole bunch of your friends just for the cost of shipping. 866-713-9675, or you could always email Martha. While you're getting that recipe for that mocha punch, email her at martha@iworkforhim.com, martha@iwork4him.com.
And we'll have all that in the show notes as well.
Oh, yes, the show notes. Love that. Before we go, we want to make sure we thank each one of you and to make sure you know how much you all mean to us. Our audience is amazing, and it's exciting every week, or if you listen to I Retire For Him, every other week, to share news stories of how God is using people right where they are to make an impact on the kingdom. You can help keep this message going through a simple program where you round up your purchases on your credit card. Just listen to the commercial at the end of the show today, or also go to iworkforhim.com/donate for all the details on our swipe program. So Happy New Year from all of us at I Work For Him. Drive change with your change by using Project World Impact's swipe feature, a tool that puts spare change to amazing use.
To get started, visit Project World Impact's website or download the PWI Swipe app and create a free account.
We invite you to choose I Work For Him as your nonprofit of choice. This partnership will ensure that more workplace believers discover that their workplace is their mission field.
Then you'll just enter your card details to link a credit or debit card. You can even link more than one if you prefer.
Just set it and forget it, and still impact workplaces and believers all around the world.
At the end of the month, the spare change from each purchase you make will be calculated and donated to I Work For Him.
It's that easy. No hidden fees, no extra work to do.
You've learned to partner with God in your work. Let's help more people come to that life-changing realization.
Sign up for Project World Impact Swipe today.
Thanks for listening to I Retire For Him. With your hosts Jim and Martha Brangenberg, most Christians tend to follow the world's pattern of rest and self-pampering during retirement. However, in your retirement, you can be focused on God's unique call to love, serve, and help others. This can be your best season of life if you take advantage of a life's worth of knowledge and experience and combine it with a greater freedom of time and money and invest it all in the generations both preceding and following you. I Retire For Him is encouraging Christians to find and follow God's call in all seasons and aspects of life, especially in retirement. Join this movement of God so you can say, I retire for Him.